This is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin, he's Garland, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the championship belt. If you were here with us last Thursday, you know that your boy, that would be me, won the Zoom music battle. And I'm once again the champion. It was called Yacht Rock. And as I posted on the page, since we were on the yacht, Garland, look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. What's going on, Garland? How you doing?
Bro, I nobody told me you had some Teddy Perkins in you. If I knew that you had some of this white guy in you, I never would have picked Yacht Rock. But it's all good. Things happen. You can't be champ all the time, but everybody knows that I'm their king, and so that's good enough.
well. Anyway, we'll let the past stay in the past, and today we are going to discuss The Chi season 4, episode 9, Southside with You. Real quick, a couple things before we start. Some things that I've noticed about the chat. So as you know, the chat is up. So when you put something in the chat, it will show up there. Now, that will only show up if you're using YouTube, if you're using Twitter, or if you're using the Facebook group page to place your comments in. If you're placing them on my personal page, they will not show up on the chat screen. So you would have to go to our Facebook group page, All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. So if you do that, we'll approve you. Then your comments will show up. Also, if you want your name to show up, as you can see, Glenda's name has shown up. You do have to give Facebook permission to do that. You have to give Restream permission to do that. And let me put that in the chat real quick. I will copy that into the chat. And what you all can do is you can copy that on your own and then paste it. And then you can give Restream permission to put your name in the chat from Facebook. So there you go. I've put it up in there. So copy and paste that and then give them permission. Anyway, let's get moving, Garland.
Let's do it. Southside with You. That was a terrible movie about Michelle and Barack and Michelle Obama. Their first date. You can find it online. I'm not even going to give it the glory of doing research on it. All right. And so let's just get into it because anyway. It was too good to be true, Calvin. After last week's romantic interlude and I think in both of our opinions, the best episode this season, probably the last 2 seasons, chaos returns to the Chi. Gemma's dad, Marcus, has possibly met his end because he didn't get the Olympics like he wanted. Jada and Darnell have a platonic reunion. I'm still scratching my head why. Emmett suddenly remembers that he has other children whom he never sees. Kevin makes a deeper connection with Lene. And Keisha learns that just because someone puts you on a pedestal, it doesn't mean you have to live there. But before we go any further, Calvin, let's make note of 2 ongoing plot holes. 1, the show has no interest in stories exploring what it actually means to defund the police. This was what the whole season was supposed to be based on when Jake got his head smashed up. But Jake's okay. Everybody's gone forth. And an assassination attempt on the mayor of Chicago apparently is a nothing burger of an event for the city at large. Nobody's out looking for the shooter of the mayor. He's still walking around with no security. All right. I got it. I got it, Chi. I got it. This is an alternate universe, Chi. And you're not in the real universe. This is some bizarro type joint right here. All right, so let's start off. Duda is still kicking ass. Now, this is among the dumbest storylines this season. A known gang boss was elected mayor of a major American city. That's like Stringer Bell becoming the mayor of Baltimore City. That's like the the Barksdale crew becoming the mayor. Anyway, let me keep on going. He announces that he wants to defund the police, but his only effort, Calvin, was to have sex with Ronnie's ex-girlfriend, who has mysteriously disappeared. We have not seen her for about 10 episodes. I'm exaggerating, probably 5. And we have Trig. Trig is now working as a violence interrupter, which he has no experience doing. Now, the mayor's main advisor, Rosalind, she's disappeared. Where's Rosalind? We don't see Rosalind anymore. And now it appears that Trig, a guy that was introduced last season as a undercover murderer, as a dude that was just going to come in and murk people, he was supposed to take over Duda's business at the end of last season when Duda was elected mayor. But now Trig is the voice of reason, Calvin, and he's the main advisor of the mayor of Chicago. Okay, I can't make this up. Now, this episode was completely upended by the disturbing cane-assisted beating Mayor Duda gave to his financial backer, Marcus. You know Marcus. He is kind of like the square biz dad of Gemma. He's like the hater of all people. And so it came out of nowhere, sparked by Duda's comment about Gemma. Now, it puts Trig, who walks in on the aftermath, in the position of trying to get help for this man who is bleeding out in his own home. And then Jake. Let's not forget old Jake. He walks in the mess because he left some weed at the house, Calvin. And they decide to leave the dance to go back. They all of a sudden they're worried about Gemma's father. They don't seem to be worried about Gemma's father when Gemma is spending all types of hours over in the trap with Jake, giving up Frederica Douglas booty. They don't seem to be worried about Dad then. But all of a sudden, they're magically worried about Dad because he left some gas at the house in a book bag. Okay. So, Calvin, make it make sense. Make this make sense,
Bruh.
Calvin.
Okay. As we talked about last week, we thought last week was a great episode. And one of the reasons I thought last week was a great episode because they went back to the original characters, but specifically they stayed away from Duda's storyline or at this point, Otis Perry's storyline. As soon as they came back to it, the whole show, it flows into chaos again. I'm with you. When did Trig become such this advisor to the mayor and now offer the job to the people? Where did Rosalind go? Because although we didn't like Rosalind, Rosalind became interim mayor as Duda was on the table, and she seemed like she wanted to make some changes. The storyline started seeming to build towards her. Now all of a sudden she's gone. What they tried to do with the father was you notice how they tried to show us the relationship between him and Gemma. They sitting at the table. They tried to get us to like him just so they could kill him. and
Calvin!
I'm not sure. I'm not now. Of course, we don't know if he's dead, but he got his ass whipped. So if he ain't dead, I mean, he probably wish he was just laying in there. And I just. Now, what I will say is, I told you I like Duda better than I like Mayor Perry. So they went back to Duda, but I didn't think he was going to haul off and kill the guy. And then, on top of all that, in the midst of all that, now he wants to be a father to Jake. He's
I
all
forgot all
looking
about
at Jake.
that.
He's looking at Jake and like, yeah, son, he'll be okay. And it's like a struggle between him and Trig of who's going to, who's going to be Jake's father. And Jake seems to be. They had that little dialogue on the porch where it seemed like some sort of after school special. It's, hey son, he won't forget. Hey, take care of my daughter. Yes, sir, I will. Thank you, bro. I love you. I love you too. And then it was just like, what the hell? What kind of Hallmark ass commercial are we doing in this scene? I just thought it was awful. I don't know if it's the writing or the acting, but the whole everything centered around Mayor Perry is awful. When he was Duda, I thought it was a good story. Everything centered around Mayor Perry is just awful. He don't care that they lost the Olympics. I don't care. That's what you wanted. Well, I hired you. Well, I don't need you. Well, get the fuck out my office. Then Jake comes. Then Trig goes out to talk to him, and he telling Trig, "You got to be careful of him." Well, no, I need your help to do this. You don't need my help. Well, then get the fuck out of here. Then who is Trig to be telling somebody get the hell out of City Hall? I don't. All right, I'm done.
Calvin, this was the worst after school special episode ever. I just want to see the person who made the hanker for the hunk of cheese. I want to see the wheelbarrow with the piece of crack and the cheese. A hanker for a hunk of cheese. That's all. This is the worst. This was the worst. This was the worst. This was the I'm like, the Shy's just making stuff up now.
It was making it. It felt like, yeah, it felt like they were making it up as they went along, and with this storyline this week, especially. Not to mention, I'm not even going to get into the fact that number one, you think that dude, I killed your brother Reg, but now you his right hand man. Like y'all really care about each other, right. And you keep a dirty ass Mercedes that your little brother got to clean out. And what he doing driving anyway? Like, is he that responsible to be driving?
Right. I thought they were just in the ninth grade. Anyway, yeah, Calvin, yeah, it's dumb. It's dumb, dumb. As I was just sitting there watching it, I was like, why are they doing this to us? Why are they insulting us like this? You're going to go back another season to pull back an old storyline that was killed last year when Trig showed up and took over as his parental guidance? Now we still trying to make Duda the father? Yeah, Calvin, I can't stay here no more. I can't stay there with this whole Duda storyline. It's dumb.
And Ashley says the writing was terrible and it's very soap opera-ish. And yes, it is. And that's what it's giving me. It's giving me daytime soap opera vibes. And it's just you give daytime soap operas a pass because they're writing that daily. They're doing this daily. You had a whole off season to write this storyline, and even if you needed some adjustments, you have a whole week to do some adjustments. That scene in itself encapsulates the feeling that I feel about Duda's storyline altogether. It's just bad this season. It's bad.
It's like they just said a big F you to the fans. To me, if they really wanted to develop the storyline, if Duda wanted to defund the police, they could have tied it to he wants to do a crime spree and he doesn't want the police around so he can make all this money. Do something that's related to that, and then somebody tries to overturn it or researches it or something and fights against it. But you had a good premise, but you didn't spend any time developing that premise, and that's why we're getting all this crap. It's just, there was a soap opera when I was growing up. This is probably before you, Calvin, and it was actually a parody of a soap opera. It was called Mary Hartman. Google it, wiki it if you want. Go to YouTube. You probably can find a clip of it. It was a send-up of soap operas. Mary Hartman. And it was so terrible. It was just so funny. It was a dark comedy. This is what I think of when I think of The Chi. The Chi is supposed to be a serious drama, but it's like a parody of a serious drama because we get so much BS. All right, so let me go on. Like I said, dumbness everywhere. So what are the stories that The Chi wants to tell these days? Well, let's talk about our boy Emmett. Last week, the episode ended with Emmett giving Tiff a Prince ultimatum. Do you want me? Or do you want him? Or do you want me? Because I want you. I want you. That's how it ended, right? He gave her the Prince ultimatum. It's either Dante or it's me. So let me ask you, Calvin, and you don't have to answer this because this is rhetorical. You already know the answer, and everybody that's watching this knows the answer. Did we get a resolution of this? No, no. We had this whole episode last week, and the ending part of the episode was Emmett giving Tiff an ultimatum. I don't want to be in an open marriage anymore. You need to make a decision. So we come to the next week's episode. There's no Tiff, and there's no resolution. Tiff is nowhere in sight, and Emmett, they sent him off consulting with one of his baby mothers from the second season, who we haven't seen for 2 whole seasons. Calvin, I forgot the character's name. I had to look it up. Shay. Calvin, we haven't seen her for 2 seasons. But Emmett mysteriously, magically appears at her place, and she just lets him in, and they're chilling, and he's getting advice from the baby mother of the son or the child we never see. Oh, God. Why? Why, Calvin?
Hey,
Why?
so I'm gonna tell you, they got me. They got me because I thought Emmett was looking for this house, and I'm thinking, and Keisha was like, "Oh yeah, so you looking for a house for y'all? I see you." And I'm like, "I know he ain't about to buy her a house." He was like, "No, this is for my mom." And I'm like, I mean, that's noble, but let's
You
keep along the storyline. Like,
right,
yeah, that's all good, but what we doing about Tiff here? Like,
right.
and then he did the ex girlfriend tour. We've all done it at some point. Going into a new relationship, you do the ex girlfriend tour. You hit each one of them up to maybe get some advice, or I don't know. But he did his little ex girlfriend tour, and again, when he gets there, again the writing. Who you going out with? I got a man. Does he treat you right? He treats me better than you. You got me there. But we're looking good. Well, thank you. I know you still want it. Don't even try. That kind of dialogue, like what are we doing? What are we doing here? Certain things they're throwing in there that they don't really need. He could have spent more time with his mom at that point. He could have spent more time with his mother and his father. You could have thrown, maybe Tiffany was out on vacation somewhere, so she couldn't have a scene, which, okay, I get. Even when he was sitting in the restaurant by himself, just looking over stuff, you could have done something like that to show him thinking and contemplating. That exchange between him and Papa, while, the line was long, was actually an entertaining exchange. It was, again, remedial as far as writing, but it was
Calvin, he's
still
turned
an
over the
exchange.
operation of his business to a 15-year-old. Lock up for me, buddy. Turn on the alarm.
In Chicago, by the way, in
In
Chicago.
Chicago.
In
In
Chicago.
Chicago. In Chicago, when there's like 50 shootings every day, he's turned over the rib business that he stole to a 15-year-old. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Issa Rae, I saw you got married. Just come on, get off the honeymoon. I need this show. I need something intelligence that's going to make us think, Issa. Please.
Yeah,
Please.
matter of fact, I need to send Issa a card that says, I'm proud of your marriage and all that, but where we at with the release of the
Yeah.
last season of Insecure? Like,
What's going
we
on?
gonna get that? Yeah, we gonna get that before you go on your honeymoon or what? I mean, the people are waiting. We all happy for you and shit, but sweetie,
Right.
we need some TV here. What's going?
Right.
It's been long
Can we get
enough.
some Molly or something? Do a little spin-off of Molly for about 5 episodes or something. Please. Because this don't make no cotton picking sense. I can't, Calvin. I don't. I can't. Yeah, it's just. Yeah. Okay, so that leads right into Jada. Now, the Jada storyline returns after several episodes of being missed. Jada, she's kind of on the periphery. She was there at the birth of Ronnie, and she just been hanging around, little sage things. But we pretty much just. I don't even know if Jada still has cancer. I think she does. Yeah, she
Yes.
does because her hair. Yeah. So, but then again, she could come back and have a full hair, be like, I'm healed because it's the shot. So, but instead of the young guy that's been taking care of her, that she's in a relationship with, they supposed to be building this relationship, she's in love with him. We get Darnell. Darnell is there to make pork chops and to reminisce about the past. Darnell was a deadbeat dad. We've already established that, I think, in season 1 or 2, that Darnell just was not there. But all of a sudden, Darnell shows up, and Darnell's there cooking pork chops and smothered gravy, and he Darnell is there. Where's her boyfriend? Where's Dom? Maybe the boyfriend and Dom are together. Because we haven't seen Dom since the invitation to cook to do the edibles for Dude. Calvin. Why? How they gonna pull? Where they gonna pull Darnell out the ass for? She got a whole boyfriend.
Well, now I'm not mad at this one. I'm not mad at this one because I firmly believe they're setting us up for her to pass away either next episode or the beginning of the next season, if there is a next season.
It better
So
not
I'm
be no
not
more
mad at
seasons
this.
after this.
I'm not mad at Darnell being there. Plus, Darnell is a strong character. He had to show some love for, to reconcile. I'm not mad at this scene. I'm not mad at. I would have only been mad if they would have had them started kissing and started trying to be together again. Because they didn't have that, I'm not mad at it. They brought Emmett there. They had family time there. I'm not. The only thing that upsets me about this scene is that the elevator was out, and I thought we was going to get some more in that, maybe some more comedy, except the one liner, which was pretty funny. You don't live here, but we ain't getting no more on it. So why even have the elevator out? Why even waste that time when you can have this family together again? So I'm not mad at Darnell being there. I like Darnell's character. I thought they were there to, just to talk about some things, and they did. It was great dialogue. It was actually good dialogue. This one wasn't bad dialogue in there. So I wasn't mad about this one. I wasn't mad about it.
Calvin, they took 2 seasons to build this whole storyline of her being with this young man. All of a sudden, her ex-boy, I don't even think her and Darnell was ever married. All of a sudden, her ex-baby father shows up. Where is the dude? Is he out giving massages? No, Calvin. And Darnell's in a whole other relationship with Dom. And outside of when they had the edible party and Tiff decides that she wants to open up the marriage, we haven't seen nothing this season about this relationship between Dom and Darnell.
We haven't, but Dom is, they did make Dom a major player at the beginning of the season, but she's not a strong character anyway, and we don't like Lala's acting anyway.
She's not even at the shop no more because Papa is running the shop now. Where's Dom is supposed to be a co-owner, but she's not even there. Papa is the one locking up now.
Maybe Dom and Tiff were out making weed deals because that's what they do now. They weed sisters.
This is messy.
I wasn't mad at this part of the episode.
I'm insulted. All right, Kevin brings his new crush Lene to the spring formal at his former high school to spy on Jake and Gemma. Now hold up. Wasn't Kevin expelled from this private school? He was expelled from the school. We saw that, right? He punched the teacher and he was expelled from the school. I saw that. You saw that. Audience, y'all saw that too, right? Now, how does he get into the school with a friend, no less? And he's roaming the hallways of this exclusive private school that he's been expelled from.
He came in with a +1. Like, wasn't somebody saying was somebody standing at the door when he came in? They looked down at the picture of the no entry,
Right.
the no fly zone, and looked at him. You're not supposed to be here. He literally was like, you want to go to the spring fling? And she didn't even say, weren't you expelled? She just said, to spy on your ex-girlfriend. Man, you know he expelled. He probably I thought he was going to break into this something,
Right.
sneak. They literally just walking around. Now, see, this is where racial profiling comes in handy because when his and her black ass went to their school, somebody was supposed to say, hey, y'all belong here.
Right. Right. You
We
know.
only got 3 blacks in the school, and 2 of them are in the dance, and the
Right.
third one was expelled, and he looked just like you. Yeah,
Right.
where's the racial profiling when you need it? Where
Calvin.
is the racial profiling? I
He
tell you,
didn't.
white people do not use racial profiling when it's supposed to be used. It is absolutely ridiculous to not have racially profiled them kids.
He didn't get suspended. He didn't get expelled last year. He got expelled like 3 weeks ago. They know who he is. He ain't even coming there with no like makeup on or no fake mustache and nothing. He just walked up in there like he still goes
With
to
a
school
with a
with a
plus
fresh.
one. And okay, so let's say they did allow him to even come to the spring. You don't need tickets. He got a ticket. They ain't take his ticket when they told him you can't go. Like what? Yeah, man,
Calvin,
I was confused on that one also.
when I got
And
expelled from
I
when
thought
I
the
got
spring
expelled
fling
from
was going to
Mount
be
St.
somewhere
Yeah,
else.
I thought he was gonna be at a hotel. It's at the school. When I got expelled from Mount St. Joe, if they saw my black butt getting off the 8 on Frederick Avenue, they would have called the police before I even crossed the street to walk up on the campus. But
Listen,
yet
and
this
I don't know how proms are now, but you need a ticket to go into proms and dances. Like you
right.
literally got to stop at the door and give them a ticket. And I just, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's get yeah. So we get more information about Lene's home life, where her guardian, her mom or her brother's girl, we don't really know, appears mostly absent, going out at night for hours. And so the episode ends with Kevin and Lene spending the night together. Where is Nina and Dre? Where is
Listen,
where did they
where
are they
is
in
his
counseling?
exactly? Where is his mother and his stepfather? Because literally, he is. First of all, I
Calvin
thought he
said it
was
this
in
evening, y'all.
trouble.
Calvin said it this evening, not me. All right.
I,
So when you
I
brought the
thought Kevin.
complaint to the station, it was Calvin, not Garland. Go ahead, Calvin.
Listen, I'm just saying. I thought that Kevin was kind of on. I know they were giving him a little bit of freedoms, but do the freedoms extend to him having overnight company? Like I would say he's still in high school, but he got put out of high school. So you can get so your reward for getting put out of high school is having overnight company. And okay, so let's say you do want to help this girl out because her family situation ain't the greatest, and you get some overnight company in your bedroom, and somebody got to sleep on the couch.
Right.
Somebody we not and I'm so I expect this from Nina, but I do not expect this from his stepfather because she seems to have been stepping up and trying to put him on the straight and narrow. But they were nowhere to be found on the episode.
I did not say stepfather, y'all. Y'all didn't hear me say it. Okay. All
I
right.
just
I didn't say
I'm
it.
just saying, man. I'm just
Cal-
saying, man.
Calvin said it. I didn't say it.
They must be
but
on
I was
vacation.
thinking it. I was thinking it. But yeah, they must be on vacation, Calvin, because I'm thinking like um I'm trying to put myself in that position. Like, mom, my homegirl, she gonna spend the night and she gonna sleep in my room. Black woman. All right, y'all. All right, Shy. Y'all really
Listen,
trying to really just insult our intelligence. Is Kevin even back in school? Let's not even get there. He got expelled.
Exactly.
Is he? Did he had to go back and re-enroll in public school? Anyway, all right,
Listen,
that's ridiculous.
I was
Pop.
watching. I was watching. This was years ago when they were doing like a recap of the year, and they were asking different about, of course, different things that happened throughout the year. And they asked Jay Z about Bill Clinton, and Jay Z was like, he smoke a little weed, get a little head. He remind me of my uncle. When I think about Kevin smoke a little weed, get a lot of head, and just roam on about his business. He remind me of my favorite cousin. That cousin that can do anything and you can't do nothing. And then when you
Right.
get home, your mother be like, I know you wasn't following his ass around. You gonna stay in the house. I'm not his mother. He can do what he want to do. But
Right.
you gonna sit your black ass down somewhere.
Right.
That's just,
Don't even ask to spend the night at his house. You already know what the answer is. No.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Kevin got a whole bunch of freedoms.
Kevin is running wild in the streets of Chicago. All right, and so our closing piece is about Keisha. After plunging Keisha into a nightmare last year, the show has surrounded her with people who are almost too perfect this year. From her new guy Christian to her son's adopted, then non-adoptive mother. You can have the baby. Give me the baby back. Her a non-adopted mother, Octavia, who bears this young woman no ill will, despite Keisha changing her mind and asking for her baby back. Never seen that in the history of life, but in the Shy it happens. And so another storyline that has some tension. The tension at the beginning of the season and the end of last season was, should she keep the child because the child came from a rape and assault? That whole tension started off the season that way, but we've kind of forgotten that. And so now everything is okay. And so any thoughts on, what's going on with Keisha and this whole storyline?
So because now maybe they are modeling Octavia Tabitha Brown. Maybe they're modeling her after the real Tabitha Brown, because I thought she was going to be in there like, bitch, I know you ain't think I was just going to come over here and drop off some gifts to you and not slap the fuck out of you for taking the baby that you promised me. She literally went in like she did Wendy Williams in real life and was, I, I hope love finds you, baby. True love. I hope true love finds you. Matter of fact, why don't you let me give you some of this seasoning right here? You can put it on that little bland ass same sex marriage food that you always get. Because I don't need the baby. You need the baby more than I hope love finds you, baby. I hope true love finds you. Yo, she was so calm when she came in. I thought it was going to be something. You know what I mean? I thought Keisha was going to have to throw some hands up in there. She was so calm. I can never hate you because you remind me of me. As a matter of fact, why don't you come to my office and we can go over those college applications? What? Come on. Now,
Right.
maybe eventually I could get there, but it's too soon for me. You literally just snatched the baby out my hand like you an Indian giver. You are literally an Indian giver. You gave me the baby, and then you took the baby back.
All of these comments are the thoughts of Calvin. They do not reflect all things black, its ownership, or anyone that listens. We know that the Native Americans had their land stolen. They were not quote unquote
Listen,
Indian givers.
then she said, yeah, I'm so glad that you're here with little Ronnie. And she looked at her like, oh, so that's the baby name? I really thought she was gonna go. I thought she was gonna be like Ronnie. Why nobody gonna name him Ronnie? That's little
Right.
Hakeem over there, but you gonna name him Ronnie. Who the hell? Who is Ronnie? You mean Ronnie, that little scraggly haired dude that used to live with his grandmother? That fixed up that old jalopy and drove it across the country?
Now, now you're going too far, Calvin. You're going too goddamn far, Calvin. Leave me out of
Yo,
this. Grandma, he got you by there, Grandma.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just
Bro,
saying. I don't know how anybody could be that calm. Like she literally snatched the baby out of your hands. You were there for with the doctor, you were there with the birth, like everything. You had an agreement and she gave you all that. Yeah, you're the one. You're the one. They told me I'll find you're the one. So clearly she ain't the one. And I see Tanitra said that she thought she was going to be part of, she thinks she's going to let it be a part of Ronnie's life. She's probably going to be like, I don't want to be part of her life, part of his life. I'm his mama. I want to
right,
be his mother. I
right.
applied to be his mother. And you making me an associate? No, 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 no.
That's some
Yeah,
crazy
I
shit.
don't understand it.
All right, man. Let's go ahead into closing thoughts. It's a mess, y'all. This season's a mess, y'all. Anyway,
The
you want me to
season
start?
is
Do you want to
all
start?
over the place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. So real quick, as you know, one of the things we do is now that we've started is we're just going to talk about something random at the end that may be on our mind. So here's my real closing thought, and mine today is about my Baltimore Orioles. My Baltimore Orioles for the now people say 10 seasons, but it ain't been 10 seasons. But for the past 4 or 5 seasons, they have been one of the worst teams in Baltimore. And I always roll with them. Beginning of the year, they always start off strong and then they fall back and they falling back. But over the weekend, they swept the Washington Nationals. I mean, we hate DC. We hate just everything about that little trash can ass music that they play up there. You know, they could take your favorite song and turn it into a trash can. You know, let's go like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. You can be like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but with them it'd be like I said Twinkle, hey, Twinkle Twinkle, hey, little star, hey, and start beating on that little trash can. Anyway, I need Peter Angelos to either give up the team or something because my Orioles just swept the Nationals. Now I'm going to be all into them. I'm going to watch the next game, and then they're going to lose the next 15 games. I need my Orioles to get it together. Get my Orioles together. I need to get a sign and protest outside. Save my Orioles. Save my Orioles, y'all. Save them.
Say the Orioles. Now, I've been seeing on Barack Obama's internet this thing about people being mad because Sue Bird, who is a WNBA basketball player, she's in the Olympics representing the women's team, and her partner, Megan Rapone, who's also a soccer star, she's playing in the Olympics as well. They are starting a CBD company. If you don't know what CBD is, it's a derivative of cannabis, and it's used for recovery and treatment of athletes and all, and it's legal. But a lot of us have seen this on the internet and saying, "Well, how can they do this?" And our girl Shakari got banned. It ain't right. This ain't right. It's racial. This ain't right. Come on, y'all. Let me help y'all with this real quick. CBD, you can go to 7-Eleven right now and buy some CBD pills across the counter. It's legal. It's used for recovery. But our girl, she got caught with the gas. And she knew she used the gas. And if you're a professional athlete, you know you get tested frequently. As a matter of fact, if you test positive in today's sports, you're testing positive because you wanted to be positive. They pretty much know when the testing comes. If you're an Olympic caliber runner, they test you after every meet. And so she knew that ingesting whatever she ingested would get her in trouble. And so let's stop making this. There are a lot of things that are about color. When we get stopped by the police, it's about color. When we can't buy a home in a certain neighborhood, it's about color. But when it comes to this, it's just about bad decisions. Our girl made a bad decision. She accepted that she made a bad decision. She's probably weeping now because of the millions of dollars that she probably would have reaped if she performed well in these games. And they're not always guaranteed. It's no guarantee that in 4 years we won't be in another pandemic and we have to skip Olympics, or that her body's going to hold up 4 years to participate in another Olympic Games at the same level that she was doing this year. But we make choices and we have to live with them. And so, you know, let's stop sending this stuff in Messenger. Please stop putting it on my page. These are not two and the same things. All right, so let Barack Obama's internet rest, man.
And I agree with you. It's not always about race unless you're inside of the private school that Kevin got kicked out of because they should have racially profiled him and his little girlfriend. And they just
Right,
let them roam free. So, yes,
right,
that's when it should have been about race.
right.
Hey, everybody. We appreciate you all being here with us again. This is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He's Garland. And that is the championship belt. And once again, if you
Good night,
were not
everybody.
there Thursday, we had a great battle with Yacht Rock. And of course, since we won the yacht, let me do it once again. Garland, look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. You should have been there for Yacht Rock. Yacht Rock was great, and I won. So we need you to go again. I see a couple people were a little upset that I talked about go-go. My wife likes go-go, and I talk about go-go all the time because it is trash can music. Except there's this one song, Chucky Baby, that actually rocks. Chucky Baby rocks. So if you get a chance, listen to Chucky Baby. Once again, this is All Things Black with Garland and Calvin. I'm Calvin. He's Garland. That's the championship belt. And we will see you next Monday. I'm sorry, we're going to move next week to Tuesday. We're going to move next week to Tuesday, and we are going to go through the finale of The Chi. That will be season 4, episode 10. The finale, but it's going to be next Tuesday. All right, everybody. See you then. Later, Garland.